Raise your hands.
Okay.
Piep, piep, piep.
Wir haben es alle lieb.
Jeder ist so viel er kann, nur nicht seinen Nebenmann.
Guten Appetit.
They're attractive. They're very attractive. Hot and loud.
And a little bit sad.
He was the best guy around.
Oh my. Is it hot in here or what?
You're an attractive guy.
It's the fabulous Tony Cantwell.
I'm talking about Shane Daniel Byrne.
Killian Sundermann!
Is that Ireland's call?
Offside.
His foot's in touch.
That was the things you hear at rugby matches. And Re-Raw have a little rugby match thing that you can play in pubs that sell Re-Raw. It's a thing called Flickery Kickery. You flick a little rugby ball over a little goal post and you can win pints galore.
It's pints for Ireland. If you play
Holding
this
on.
game,
Sorry
you
for
can do
shouting.
Re-Raw and kick the ball with your finger and you'll win games and win free drinks. It's really
Flick
nice.
it and kick it. And it's all part of the Six Nations, celebrating Six Nations, which apparently everyone likes.
It's
Flix
not the
Nations.
Six Nations, it's
Sorry.
the Flix
I
Nations.
spoke over you.
That's okay.
That's fine. Look, they like rugby and they like comedy and they like us. That's
And we
Re-Rob.
like
Shut the
Re-Rob.
fuck up for 1 second.
Sorry.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said
God. you
At
can't say
Re-Rob
fucking
here.
yet.
At Re-Rob here on Instagram. That's the ad, though. That is the ad.
That's it.
Okay.
Very good.
Oh.
I love when
love
people
good. I love you.
who try to get around words when they don't know a word, like snorkeling or something like they're snoring and they try to get around it. They say the funniest things. Like, be like, do you do the at night when you making the noise with your mouth and your nose sometimes?
I asked the pharmacist.
get
a long
around.
way of asking
Yeah,
for
they get
snoring.
because
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
like they don't know the word, so they just do this like long meandering journey to the word.
I wanted soluble aspirin, and in the pharmacy, she said, you mean like aspirin you put in the water to create bubble? I was like, that's the one. You got it, babe. Anyway, I took her out in the town. Me and the pharmacist, I thought we had a whirlwind romance. It was
wow.
incredible. She was a very tender lover.
Do you like the wine that you pour in the flute and it has the bubbles? Yes, 2 champagnes, please.
Yes. Yes. Listen, it's still cold. Can I just say it's still
Yes.
cold? But I think spring is coming. I made one of these pots, you know, where in my back, I made 2 pots and I put like several different types of bulbs in them. And they're
Yes.
starting to get the green shoots on them now. Nearly by each day, you can see the growth, day by day.
Day by day.
And they are coming out. I think when I go home, I might have a daffodil that has emerged. So remember, spring and summer, they're coming.
They're coming,
They're
guys.
coming.
Yes.
And if it's cold on your skin, remember, you can still have heat in your heart.
With a couple of flowers at the back.
But isn't it in Ireland? Spring begins with Bridget's Day. Culturally,
I don't know, but it is spring.
it's spring.
yeah.
So spring isn't coming. Spring is sprung.
February made me shiver
Is-
with every paper I delivered.
Bad news on the doorstep.
I couldn't take one more step.
Find a different word. Hey, Don McLean, find a different word. He rhymed step with step.
That's called a half rhyme. You can still be a half rhyme. It's like if you
Sing-
rhymed,
sing in American.
if you rhymed cake and cape, that's still a half rhyme.
Bad news on the doorstep. I couldn't take one more step. It's the same fucking thing.
No, but
it's
he's
that-
doing
the rhyme is
more
also
and
on the
door
o.
is
It's on
the
the low,
rhyme.
the assonance, because he's talking about the sadness. So the low O sound, the assonance suggesting sadness or the bad news.
Why are you coming for someone who was from theatre?
Hey,
Don't go against someone from theatre. He knows what assonance is.
Well, everyone knows that.
What's
it's like the
assonance?
neighbour of alliteration.
Assonance.
Everyone knows everyone knows alliteration in school.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then the next door neighbour of alliteration, the next one down, is assonance, I would think.
do you know
Oh,
Annabelle?
yes, they live on Grammarly Lane.
The one on Grammarly Lane. The same.
I don't know what you were talking about.
Well,
Just riffing.
I'm Peter Piper. I live in Alliteration House in the... I don't know.
It would have been very smart for you to figure something out, but it was a lot for you to ask.
Yeah,
to
but
come up
I
with a
realised
whole
alliteration
improvised
lives
alliterative.
next door to assonance, and I was going to do every person who lived in alliteration house would have been
When you guys are talking about anything, do you ever like when you-
alliteration alley.
alliteration alley would have been
Yeah,
the one,
and then assonance would be
I don't know. Like an assonance.
what's it? What's assonance?
Like the long corridor to the door. A lot of long O sounds like that.
Okay, assonance.
Oh, I thought it was S's.
That's sibilance.
fuck off.
Yeah, well, that's a bit difficult because I have a slight lisp, so that's difficult for me now. I feel put on a slight. I'm not like Kevin Toomey off our enemy podcast. I'm Grandmam, who has full lisp.
They're back now, by the way. And Grandmam, they're back.
When are they ever not back?
2.0 now.
They've too much on.
Yeah.
Oh, they're doing great.
Aren't they doing wonderful?
I had a friend of mine, Betty, right, and she bought this bit of butter. Now, the way it turned out, she went and just bought a bit of butter, but the bit of butter that Betty bought was bitter. So Betty
Bitter
bought,
butter.
the bit of butter Betty bought was bitter, so Betty bought a better bit of butter.
She got a better bit of butter.
She got a better.
I'm the scat man.
This sounds like, speaking of butter, in Germany they have non-salted
boring.
butter. Oh,
Germany,
you're going to regret
boring.
saying that. You're
Germany's
going to
boring.
regret saying that because my
sorry.
parents
You brought
got
us
a present
butter?
for the young hot guys.
Oh.
Germany. It's Schogetten.
Why does everything sound so disgusting?
Latte Macchiato.
Latte Macchiato. Yeah, maybe.
That sounds nice. Anyway, this is from my parents to the junge heiße Jungen. It's chocolate.
This looks like a laxative.
It is, yeah. Get that right inside you.
No, but it looks like the branding looks like it's no nonsense. There's no
it's
magic.
Popo chocolate.
This is the thing. All this Augustus Gloop thing,
No.
that is not Germany. It is this laxative chocolate.
If it was
Delivered straight
laxative
to your
because
face.
it's Germany, they would have called it "make and go shitting soon quickly." Yes,
Caca pills.
a cup of tea with the Wasserkocher.
Caca choco.
Wasserkocher. Did I talk about Wasserkocher before?
Do you know
on
what,
this?
Shane? You're so funny. If
love
only I
you
could.
so-
If
I
only
love
I could see you somewhere where you
Yeah,
are
that's
performing
it.
live.
Like
Funny,
you
'cause
guys,
you're so
when you're
funny.
listening to
Oh
this,
yeah,
it's
if you're
great,
enjoying
but-
my witty repartee and banter and off the dome things, come and see me on the tour. My tour
Yeah.
starts tonight.
tonight,
Well,
where does
if
it
you listen
start?
to this live on the podcast, it starts tonight. Limerick City.
Thursday.
Limerick City.
We
and
built
then-
Limerick City.
Where's the next one? Dundalk, Man the Town, and all that stuff.
What day are you there?
That's Friday night. And then the Whale Theatre, but that's sold out. And then all the rest of them. There's loads.
Oh wow.
them
Loads. I was
out,
only
read them
getting-
out, get a
They are
list
selling
going.
good though, so I was a bit worried. And
This
actually,
is
they're
Shane
selling good.
Byrne we're talking about.
Then next week is Port in the beautiful Cavanagh and Howth in the Abbey Tavern.
Give me dates.
And then Pavilion. The Howth is 17th and Port is the 16th. I don't know what days they are because I didn't write that down. And your family are all coming to see the Pavilion in the 22nd.
Dunleary, the homestead. And guess what? I'll be supporting them, so you won't be getting 2 for the price of 1.
What?
That night. Yeah.
He's not supporting me on all of them.
No.
I let him
Alright.
open for me
But
on
I'm
some of them.
supportive. on
I
all
let
of
him.
them.
Yeah, you're supportive of the tour.
Yes.
But I let you do some of the shows.
He doesn't
but
let me do
some
all
of
of
them.
them.
You will not be on.
Can I carry something or?
You can come.
You're doing good. You got a lot going on.
You have your own tour. Just to say, Belfast and Kilkenny as well. Belfast the end of the month, Kilkenny the start of March, and that's it. Also, I'm doing a gig in the K Club. Do you know about this?
Oh yeah,
What?
the K Club.
I don't know why that's happening, but I'm looking forward to it.
What do you mean? Why? How did you get that? Golf.
I don't know.
Say what you hear.
I'm
you
going
go.
to the K Club, and of course I'm going to Australia. Jeez, I'm doing great. God, embarrassment of riches. Embarrassment. Anyway,
Again,
No,
support the
please.
podcast if you want to support me.
Great. Divisible by 3.
do you want to do yours or save them up?
No, I'll do mine.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, hang on.
It's okay. Someone sent me a message going, promote yourself as much as you like. 'Cause actually do feel
I might eat
mortified.
chocolate while you guys are doing your promo bit. I know this is
And
for
will
you
Helmut
guys.
be happy with that?
Helmut will be very happy with that.
Yeah, I find it mortifying, this thing of like, people are pleased with the reminders, and when you post the reminders, they buy the tickets. So they're like, oh yeah, I forgot to buy the ticket, I'll buy the ticket. And then, but I still feel like an absolute sap. Do you know, you've done a few tours now. I just feel like an absolute...
I'd rather do it this way than be like, all right, we're on with Mongo and the Goose here. Shane, tell us about your tour. When's it kicking off?
yeah, gonna be hit up so many fucking venues, blowing the roof off all over the country.
And tell me, as a red-blooded man, Shane, you must be batting the birds away with a stick, would you?
Mate, let me tell you, comedy is 50% jokes, 50% pussy, and I am living for both.
You must live in the Venn diagram in between pussy and comedy. Would I be correct in that assessment, Shane?
Fucking hell, the car is dripping with Fanny. I swear to God.
That's actually too much for me.
Oh no, I get through a few of them. One in the venue, one in the stairs, one in the car.
Well, they call that the shocker. Anyway, it's but
Tony, man, you're hitting the road yourself.
hitting around myself. Which one of you is Mongo? Which one's the Goose? No. I'll be
No,
performing.
please.
No, my show Litterbox will be coming to a city near you. Some dates to be announced, but the 5th of April, I'll be in Vicar Street in Dublin. April 18th, the Abbey Tavern in Howth. April 19th, the Driocht in Blanche. April 25th and 26th, I'll be in the Whale in Greystones. May 2nd, I'll be in Dolan's in Limerick. May 3rd, I'll be in Cypress Avenue, Cork. June 14th, Vicar Street again. And I'm looking for a venue for Galway and London and maybe up north. I'd like to go.
if you have a house in Galway or even just a large sitting room, Tony's looking for a place. So just let me know. I'm booking this one.
If you've got a kitchen with an island, I'd be happy just to riff behind there.
What
Around
size
the
are you
island.
looking at?
Around the island is when I'm at my funniest, I think. Really.
What about if everyone stands around the island and you kind of on your knees on top of the island?
Well, I was hoping to not wear trousers behind the island.
Yeah, so people need to see.
You'd have to fully dress for this if there was no island.
I haven't figured shit out since COVID, man. Putting trousers on is still a fucking, do you know what I mean? Still a ball ache. Anyway, that's me on tour anyway.
I dress myself and showered every day in the COVID, actually. Some people were saying I haven't showered. I did it every day. It was just a little ritual.
Would you be dressing gown people?
ritual.
Would you be dressing gown people?
No, ma'am.
I have a fleecy one that I'm the right temperature for about 5 seconds and then I'm too hot. And then when I sweat, I feel dribble down my arms.
I had a bath on the weekend and I put on a dressing gown afterwards.
Wow.
And I think I passed out for a solid 8 hours. I was in the house by myself and I was like, this is dodgy. Because when you get out of a bath, you're already very weak. It's like someone's just...
What do you mean?
You're so, you know, when you get out of a bath, you're so weak.
Do you not have that?
No, you might have something wrong with you. Weak.
Yeah, weak. Do I have something wrong with me?
I feel quite
Any doctors,
invigorated.
please write in.
Yeah.
If you're some kind of cool hippie
No, you know-
thing, don't write in.
Iron
You know, it's
deficiency?
you have when you get out of a bath, it's like kind of like when
Did you have
I'm
a-
just picturing
when you
like
drink a lot of
stumbling
water and then you
along.
start passing out. It's that kind of
What do you
thing.
mean?
I'm picturing you stumbling from the bathroom with like a dressing gown half unsashed and just going, and then like Anna has to hold you up and say, please, come, you must take to the bed. And he's like,
I can walk myself.
yeah,
I can do it. Throws his cane across the room.
I'm
woman!
I'm like
Unhand me, I can do it.
I
can manage.
Victorian woman who coughs into a white handkerchief and sees a
Yes,
speck
the
of blood.
consumption.
That's
Oh,
me.
that's you.
You guys don't get that when you cough into a blanket and look out the window across the moors and you have a speck of blood?
I can't quite tell what's the ladybird on my little handkerchief here and what's black.
Darling, I would surely love to see the moors just one last time.
I understand the juries are still impacting London. That's why I stay here on the moors.
Darling,
Watch
I would dearly love to see London just one more time.
Not if bloody Hitler has his way. There'll be no London left.
We'll
Nothing
do
to
it.
go see at all.
Let's do a turn around the gardens before the sirens go. We must be indoors for the blitz.
These bloody air raid precautions. I tell you, if the Germans want me dead, come get me. Come shoot me dead in my bed for all I care.
You'll have as much chocolate as you want in heaven, good boys. Demand these ration cards. We can get as much milk and chocolate as we like. As much Schogetten. Hang on, are you a kraut? What did you say that word for
Bloody
chocolate?
crowd with his German chocolate.
Pronunciation was very good there.
It's not, this war is nothing compared to the Great War. I fought in the field. Japanese.
I watched Masters of the Air. I'm up to date. I think it's fucking brilliant.
Masters of the...
Masters of the Air. The Lord of
show
Sea and
that
Sky.
I didn't want to see because
The nepotism you didn't like.
the nepotism of the Spielberg boy, but
yes,
also
Santa Brothers, but Sky. In there in Sky.
In space.
there's an Irish chap in the
Never
mix
was
as well,
so much
Belfast
owed
boy.
by
it's
so
Barry
many to
Keoghan.
so few.
Yeah, Barry Keoghan and another Irish boy as well.
Is he playing...
No, planes.
Planes.
No,
Is he planes?
Is he playing a plane?
Yeah.
Barry
Get in
Keoghan
me,
plays-
boys.
Barry John in his most divisive role yet.
How you lads climb into my back and I'll bring us all the way there to Germany.
No, is it World War II and
Yes.
is he playing an English fighter pilot?
Yeah.
English. Is he English?
You know, they're American.
American.
Yeah.
He's a great actor.
We haven't seen any slanderous Germans yet. So you'd be glad to know. They haven't been slandered yet. But it's very good. And I had kind of reserved myself to be like, if there's ever a war, I'm going to throw my wife at it and run away. Like, I'm a coward. I'm a big coward. I will never enlist in any war ever. The idea, but seeing these men, I'm just like,
Yeah,
fuck.
but boys.
We're boys. And they
They're
were boys.
boys.
And they were boys.
Yes.
And like, what? These are like 19-year-old corporals, taken to the air, being like, "Hey, we are not letting go of this. We're dropping the bombs." Austin Butler still doing an Elvis voice. Not that impression. That was Nick Nolte, but
there was many going on there.
But I always felt like
wouldn't-
I'm annoyed now because I'm like, I'd reserve myself to the fact that I was not like, no, that's not really a man. I'd never be in a war situation. But now I'm like, oh fuck, I'm not really. I felt emasculated watching it, to be honest. That's where I am.
My Uncle Otto, great Uncle Otto, was.
No, it's okay. It might be fine.
It's a funny one.
we're
but
just talking about the World
by
War
a
II. And you
very
say
young
my
age,
great
by like
uncle.
22, by the age of like 22 or something, he was like head of a submarine, an U-boat.
Okay.
Because there was just
and
people
what was
dying.
submarine doing?
And who was the rest of the body of the
they
submarine?
were going all around, and they ended up in like America. And I think they were like spying, or I don't know what they were doing.
It was an Irish fella invented submarines, you know that?
Yeah, Limerick
You
City.
may tell all of that. An Irish fella invented submarine.
Do you know the
People are
MGM line?
so
That's an
proud.
Irish line. The MGM line. Rawr. That's an Irish line.
What's going on here?
Oh, the MGM line.
The
You didn't
MGM
know what
line.
he was saying, did you?
You know the MGM
Did you guys
line?
have had
MGM
too
line,
much
that was filmed in
Schogetten
Dublin Zoo.
Latte Macchiato?
No, Tony's right. You have to defer to Tony there on this one. He is correct. The MGM line. And let me say, the width of O'Connell Street.
Why are you wincing?
The width of
Oh,
O'Connell
is his
Street.
face sore?
I'm so
The width of
lost.
that. Bigger than Oxford Street.
I was telling a story about my uncle Otto.
Sorry.
Name is spelled the
I know.
same forwards as
and
it is
was
backwards.
boring.
No, it's good. He's in New York.
I don't know why.
I
He
can't
was in the
tell.
U-boat.
No, because I feel like when it's like, you know, when you're telling a joke and then people interrupt it and then they go back to it, they go, no, go on, tell your joke. And then the pressure
Sorry.
is multiplied by a million. And then you go,
So Otto
yeah,
fled the
anyway,
war
the chicken,
in
he
a
went to the
U-boat.
other side.
Oh.
You know, so I don't, he was in, yeah, he went to fucking New York City.
Palindrome.
He ended up wanting to see the Statue of Liberty, so he put the thing up and then they ended up getting shot because they revealed their position and then they had to crawl back to Germany. Anyway,
So he went out in a German U-boat to see the Statue of Liberty. That's not a good idea. That's not a good idea.
whatever, you ruined my joke. It wasn't a joke, it was
Oh,
a
sorry.
family story.
So he started looking at the
Killian's
Statue of
having a
Liberty
little grump for those
through a
listening on the
scope.
audio. Killian's having a little sulk.
Ah, Lady Liberty.
Sourpuss. I'm Sourpuss
Yeah.
this episode.
Yeah.
No, he wanted to see the I guess he didn't realize that people thought they were such baddies, the Germans, and he just was like, oh, I want to see the Statue of Liberty, and then they revealed their position, and then they just like were like, is that a submarine? And then they shot at it and hit it,
that's
and then
gas.
they really stupid.
But I mean, you
But he
started
didn't
this.
die, so there you go.
You didn't?
No, he didn't. No, they all survived.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. But you started this by saying when he was 19, he was the head of a submarine.
22, yeah, or something like that. Very
Yeah.
young, yeah.
Maybe too young then, because if he's
Well, you
popping up
think
being
about
like,
it, like, yeah, what would
Lady
you...
Liberty? Why do I keep going French?
Why do you keep going?
Ah, sacre bleu, Lady
We're getting
Liberty.
it back.
We want it back.
Ah, les femmes verts.
And we're not taking it piece by piece. You want to ship the whole thing. We want the whole lady on the boat.
Do not waste time. Have it shipped immediately. Tout de suite.
You let it go all green. We wanted it copper and shiny. You ruined it.
Sent it to you like a shiny penny. And now look, what have you done to it?
Give it a wash.
Like a commoner.
Give it a wash.
Lady Liberty. She is no liberty no more. She is trapped.
Statue of Mook. She is the statue of
Yeah, the color of, how do you say, like the ground, like mud.
like mud.
Like the ground, like mud.
Otto, blow it up. Pop out of your U-boat.
Do you remember that early on in these podcasts we sang?
We had fun.
Maybe
we
it
liked each other.
is a
Oh, yeah.
crowd.
Yeah, it didn't make the cut.
The other didn't make the cut, did
No,
it?
it
Okay, but
didn't.
one time we were doing this and we kept saying, "Maybe it is a crowd" from
Mucha.
Lenny Kravitz.
What
Yeah,
happened?
but then
Oh,
Mucha
yeah.
And then
did it.
Mutia as well. But I came on my Spotify the other day and then I went into, I was having a meeting in a cafe downtown. And I went in and I took off my headphones and it was still playing in the cafe. And then I, like a big dork, I couldn't not share it with the people. But you know what?
Hang
Actually,
on, it was playing off your laptop.
no, it was on my ears in my phone.
And then
I took off my earphones
Joke.
and it was
At the same
playing.
time
And
it
I
was
said to
playing.
them, Americano, please. And I said, oh my God. I paused to see if it was Mutia version. It wasn't. And I was like, oh my God. And then I showed them my phone and they were like, cool.
People don't give a shit.
Where's
They don't
that
give a shit.
People don't give a shit.
No,
about
she gave me a
coincidences.
bit of a concession. She's like, yeah, I just stuck it on. It's such a jam. And I was like, yeah. I was like, that's amazing. Anyway, I tipped them and everything then because I don't know why. I just panicked. You know, they spin the iPad around. You're like, you always press skip.
They're
I
looking
pressed
at you.
10%. I gave her the 10% tip. I said,
Wow.
enjoyed that, love. You
Yeah, you
enjoyed
are
that.
20 cents.
Sure, 10% of an Americano. What's that, a tenner now? The price of bloody coffee.
I like this guy.
I'm telling you, the price of bloody coffee. I'm telling you, I went in.
Insane margins.
I
on
said to
coffee.
the girl, how much is that? What's the cost price there? What's the cost price? Look on the cost price. Anyway, I tell you, it's not $3.70.
Have you ever got a silly name on a cup? Did they ever write a silly
I've
name
never
on a
ordered
cup?
anywhere that they require a name, and I would always lie if I was ever asked.
Lie about your name.
I'd be like Bob. I just
Wow.
wouldn't. I
My
That's-
just-
friend
another
does that.
palindrome name,
Bob.
like
He goes
Otto.
for Bob because he lives in America and his name is Fionn, which is easy. No?
No,
Fiat.
not for Americans.
But I was like, if you're going to change your name, just say Finn. But I was next to him and we were getting burgers and he was like,
Bob's
They were like, name. And he was like, Bob. And I was like, and then I just kept, because I thought it was so funny, I just kept going, hey, Bob, in front of the guy. I was like,
That's cute.
so Bob, what's going on, Bob? And the guy's just like, obviously just thinks that's the guy's name and he thinks I have some sort of condition or I just have to say people's names all the time.
You're a Pokemon.
Pokemon.
I think that's what that is. Bob. What's his name? Guess. His name's fucking Bob. Like Charmander. No, I've not done that either. I just thought it might be some funny anecdotes.
I was in Argentina.
Sonia,
and
you're
they
okay.
called me
Yeah, I'm fine.
Kelvot. They wrote Kelvot.
Kelvot.
Yeah,
You said
K-E-L.
Killian,
I
and
said
they said
Killian, and they
Kelvot.
said Kelvot. And so some people call me that.
Kelvot.
Yeah, Kelvot. You can call me that if you want to give me. It's a cool nickname that people call me.
What's your middle name?
He has one. I know one of them. Loring.
Yeah, Loring.
Loring.
Yeah, Loring. And then also Philip. And then also
Philip, like King
Jo-
Philip or Prince
Joseph.
Philip.
Like Prince Philip.
no, Phil,
Also German.
Phil Linnett. I name myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was the tax collector.
Villain?
Zacchaeus?
No. He was a musician.
Zacchaeus.
I played
Zacchaeus. Did you play Zacchaeus?
was a greedy little man.
You must pay more. You must pay
2 shekels more.
If their
was
rent
my
they
line.
couldn't pay, he would take their homes away. Yes, Zacchaeus was a greedy little man. He climbed in a tree to watch Jesus, and Jesus said to him, everyone hated Zacchaeus. Do you know
Yeah,
Zacchaeus?
yeah. He was the little
Come
man.
down here, Jesus said to him, come down here, you'll eat with me. Didn't he break bread? And then everyone loves Zacchaeus in the end.
Yeah.
But hold on, these people were trying to evade
Was
tax.
Zacchaeus? I know him, Zach.
Zacchaeus is portrayed as a villain.
Yes.
All he was doing is collecting the tax. You have to pay money into the
You are
state.
such a tax lick.
No,
You
you
love
must.
tax.
Yeah.
No, I'm a socialist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I am. You have to pay in if you have it. If you have it.
You don't like cash in hand. You give out my Revolut Turkish barber because of that.
I don't trust the Revoluts and the cashes in hand because of the VAT they're not paying. Anyway, that's boring.
I know.
I'm going to have some
Anyway,
more of this
What's
German
your
laxative
confirmation
chocolate.
names?
My confirmation name is, I wanted it to be,
What did you want it, and then what did
I wanted it to be Wolfus. We were given a big book of saints' names.
What was
it? Wolfus. It's almost like if a child made up a cool name for like his created character on Fortnite or something. You know what I mean? Wolfus. Not quite Morpheus. Not quite Wolf. That's too on the nose. Wolfus. So there was a Saint Wolfus. Don't know what he did. Might have been
There's
Peter. Don't
10,000
care.
saints. You know that?
Yeah, it was a big book.
I looked it up the other day. There's 10,000 saints.
Wow.
In the boom time, it was 9,000.
And the boom time. So I went up.
9,500.
So I went up to the priest and I had to say my name, and I was like, Wolfus.
The bishop.
Whatever. I don't respect him. Whatever. The nun. Whatever. And I went
Whoa,
up.
so you don't respect him, so you think make him the female, so you don't respect women.
Nuns are pretty ropey.
Nuns.
Nuns are cruel.
Yeah, but they'd be pretty. Oh, they'd be up for throwing nun, wouldn't they? You'd have to say a nun would be up for it. Like, she'd be hard up, you know what I mean?
You are. Anyone who's like even just like a Killian, a fair weather Christian, was probably, you're always like, yeah, suck me off, God, and you know, nuns.
Well,
will
I think
for
God
it.
wouldn't mind.
Let me tell you the story.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me tell you about nuns in a minute as well.
Okay, horny nuns in a second. So I was like, Wolfus. I went up and I was like, and what do you want your name to be under Christ? And I said, Wolfus. And he goes, no. No. And I was like, what? I'm like, no, not having that. And I looked over and I just saw my mate Joe. And I just went, Joseph. So it's Joseph.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
you got. I feel like it's you're legally obliged.
Legally.
Yeah,
Legally.
and this is legally.
Wow.
You know, legally speaking.
Legally speaking,
Legally
you're all right.
obliged. Blah.
There's a legal loophole.
Legable.
Legally. You're
No,
under citizen's arrest.
most people have Joseph in their name. I don't know. It's the most common one.
Oh, yeah?
So many people
Is
have
Saint Joseph the Joseph of Mary and Joseph?
No.
I think
Or
so. Or is there
Jesus,
another-
Mary
What
and
miracle
Joseph?
did he do? Not getting arrested for being a nonce? Is that his miracle?
Yeah,
You need a
I mean,
miracle.
if you want to break that down, Mary got herself into
I
a bit of
know,
trouble,
I know.
and then what did she do? Oh, an angel came to me and said I was pregnant. I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Oh, an angel came down and said, Mary, you have the son of God in your womb. And I just said, okay, go on.
It's the biggest
Up
double
she
down,
went on
isn't
the
it?
donkey.
It's,
Joseph,
Yes, I am
absolute-
pregnant, and it's actually the Son of God, so.
Joseph said to her, he was smoking. And he said, well, listen, mate,
You tell your mother. An angel came down. That's what happened. Nothing happened here. Do you hear me?
and she was like, okay.
Immaculate.
This is what happened.
And she was like, Joe, can we not just get married?
Shut up, Mary!
I've done the apprenticeship in a couple of years, and we can tell them then, but like for now, it was an angel,
He was
right?
also like 70 years old.
Was Joseph 70 years
Yeah,
old?
it
And
was
she was like
12.
12.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Sick.
Sicko.
Well,
Things were different back
things
then.
were different then.
Do you know what's mad?
What?
So obviously I was in New York recently enough.
Obviously.
And they
Obviously, yeah.
there's this thing in America, and it's happening around too, but like Gen Z and kind of like young millennials and stuff are becoming Catholic again.
Wow.
It's a thing. It's kind of
Why?
like, I think people feel
the greatest taboo.
because everything is so
Yeah.
chaotic and stuff, there's kind of, and then there's maybe a period where they grew up after the sort of all the shit. And so they're kind of like, oh, it's kind of a bit of a safety net.
Why
kinda,
Catholic,
you can
though?
sit in
Why
it.
not Protestant?
I think that there's something
Why do they want it
camper
tighter?
about it, or there's rituals and rules and stuff like that. Protestantism is kind of just like, yeah, I'm Protestant, and then that's it. You're grand. Whereas Catholic, you have to do shit. There's things you have to do, and it's like, I don't know, events.
Beg.
Breaks up
Beg
the year.
for mercy.
Yeah.
Beg, tell the
Absolutely.
priest everything you do.
It's also like a doctrine.
about it, and then a doctrine you can sit in the safety net of. Anyway,
It
people
makes
are
you
doing
feel
it.
as small as you already felt in the first place, being like, hey, this guy's really speaking my language. I am a piece of shit. And I do feel bad for everything. How did he know that?
Yeah.
I love this. I love this for us.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a thing.
Yeah.
People are becoming.
I almost got God again. I was
Yeah.
at my cousin's wedding, and he had like this like found again preacher guy. It was not Catholic, but he's like Christian and really like endearing. Really like, hey, just want to talk to you man to man. You know, I gave up all the gack years ago. You know, I'm on the straight and narrow now, and he's like, you know, yeah, you got all your worries. You got all your worries. Jesus says, hey, just give me them worries. That big backpack. That big backpack that you got full of crap, full of all the stuff you're telling yourself. I'll take that backpack for you. You know, it's all that kind of shit. You
I
know?
envy it. It'd be nice.
I know, it'd be lovely.
Yeah, it would
Imagine
be.
you're worried about things and you just go tell the priest, and he's like, look, I'll look after that.
So I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. And they're like, yeah, okay, say a few things and you're grand. And guess what? Eternal, forever amazingness.
When everybody was doing confession, right? Like, obviously, everyone went in and said, and I had impure thoughts, Father, because everyone has them a couple times a day. Do you think, like, the priests all know? They're
I
like,
didn't tell me Madrid de Hoovern was my number one.
oh, yeah, I lied in my first
Oh, I
confession.
I lied. Everyone lies.
Full
Who cares?
lies.
It's not good enough. It's not
Full
juicy
lies.
enough.
Yeah.
And you feel like saying, I could confess to you now, Father, because I'm telling you, porky pie's here.
Yeah.
Not a word of this is true. And I don't want to be here. I'm uncomfortable. So
I am the mass singer. I don't know if that's a reference.
No, he kept saying, my guy kept saying, anything else? So I was like, I didn't have me Madrid de Hoovern. Anything else? I hit me brother. Anything else? And I'm like, what do you fucking slap me ma around? What are you talking about? What do you want? You know?
Oh, yeah.
I shot JR.
Didn't clear some of my earnings. Financial year 1991 to 1992. Just a few savings in the credit union, but
Year 7, like, what have you? What, you have to just come up with stuff.
Do you know what the highest
I was
penance?
mean to my sister.
The highest
That's what
penance,
it
sorry,
sounds.
I ever heard. The highest penance, and it was like 50 Hail Marys.
Oh, my
right?
God.
Someone got. This guy, Sean, came out of the thing and he was like, why is she? And I'm like, oh my God, what'd you get? And he goes, 50 Hail Marys.
What did he do?
I
Said
said,
he
what
didn't
did you
believe
do?
in God.
No, he goes, I put a fizzy lolly in my baby brother's mouth. And like even at that age, you're like, that's so bold.
50 Hail Marys! I can imagine
He
the
was-
priest
yeah.
seeing through, because they used to do the whole
was
class at
squinting
the
and
same
all for a
time.
day.
He's
He was
just sitting there
squinting.
going, yeah, 10 Hail Marys, 10 Hail Marys. I put a fizzy lolly in me brother's mouth.
What the
Yeah, but
my
it was probably a baby only on milk. Like, you know,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Fizzy.
The baby
lolly
just
in me
it's
baby
steam
brother's
coming out of his
mouth. Yeah,
ears.
yeah.
The baby would
Squinting.
love it.
His face hasn't come back.
You'd be worried then you forget how many they said as well, or how many did I do? I've done, and then you'd be like, oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think move on. Do you know what that could be? It's because it's been very tumultuous
Yes.
globally in the last number of years.
That's it.
And I think people go back. I was not reading this. I saw it on the internet about fashion, and that's why the Aaron knits. You both are sitting with Aaron knits on right now, and that's coming back in because when there's been great tumultuous times that people return to heritage, and then when there's big forward-facing future things such as the space race and all those things, that's why that 60s and 70s thing is like futuristic and silvers and those colours come in because we're looking to the future, whereas now we're like, we need something restorative.
We're going back to basics.
So they're like,
Yeah.
you know what I'll do? I'll just be a Catholic.
Yeah.
And I'll wear an Aaron sweater.
The good book.
The good book.
The good book.
Must give it a read, the old good book.
Must give it, yeah. Although I didn't like when Jesus cursed all those figs. I know he was hungry and all, but Jesus Christ. What's his name?
I liked when he fucked up the temple when they were selling all their wares.
Yeah,
That was
Went mad.
yeah. But then that's a bit much because that was like, he's like his own thing. That was like a Jewish temple. It's kind of none of your business. Like, behave. If you're a little renegade off going, I'm going to start a whole religion about me now. About me. About me. The
know
poor
what?
Jews are just doing their Jewish
What's your
stuff.
favourite station of the cross?
Maybe Jesus falls for the second time.
Yeah, that's mine. Second time.
Yeah, it's like,
Second
he's
time, 'cause
really
they're
having a
like-
hard time.
Because it's
Yeah.
a callback.
Yeah.
It's a callback to the first time.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
love that.
Do you know in The Simpsons when Mr.
So
Burns
go
is
on,
doing
I'll do this one. They know this one.
Yeah. Do the fall again.
He's walking again. Hey, he's behind you. He's like, no, I'll do the fall again. All right, showtime. I'll do the fall.
when in The Simpsons when he's doing Mr. Burns does a film like Ben-Hur and he gives water to Ben-Hur and he says, "Drink up, Judah Ben-Hur." What's Judah about?
It's from the movie Ben-Hur.
Does he say Judah Ben-Hur in the film?
I think so.
What's Judah?
I think it's his name.
Judah Ben?
Judah Ben.
Who says that?
In
Mr. Byrne.
maybe it's a boring thing.
Mr.
Byrne
Byrne.
is in Mr.
Oh,
Burns'
so
film.
he says Judah Ben
Jane's
Hur.
dad, Mr.
Guys,
Byrne.
"Drink up, Judah Ben-Hur."
Judah Ben Hur. I'm Mr. Burns. I'm Mr. Burns. Judah Ben Hur. Judah Ben Hur. I don't know.
Oh, no. It's all
What's
right.
he doing?
It's Assonance or something.
Oh, I'm somewhere else today. I think the fucking.
You can't blame jet lag this week.
No.
No.
No,
I
you're
do like
locked
some of the
in.
things Jesus said, just to kind of get a bit of balance in there. Just if you're a Christian, listen, some of the stuff he said was all right. The meek will inherit the earth is pretty good.
The meek will inherit the earth.
I love that Life of Brian line where it's all like, what did he say, the meek? The meek? Yeah, he said the meek will inherit the earth or something. Oh, that's great, because they've had a hell of a time.
Young people say things like, now, that's actually a really underrated film.
Yeah.
About giant
That's
cultural
great. That's great, yeah.
monoliths like that.
Daniel Day-Lewis, underrated actor.
Underrated actor.
Actually, really underrated.
There's 2 Oscars. Really underrated.
Do you know what's underrated? Paris.
Yeah,
Underrated
really underrated.
destination.
Real underrated.
Underrated
Bro.
destination.
They say bro. I was next to some Zoomers in the pub and they was like, bro. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, that's pretty much all they
Is
said.
a Zoomer a Gen Z? Is that the same thing?
Yes.
Right.
I need. We need this pic. You know.
Thanks so much for
Thank
sharing
you.
that.
Anyway,
That's
that's
all
been...
we have time for. We only get a certain amount of time where Killian actually speaks English, and
This is late,
unfortunately,
sorry.
we didn't. We're actually a bit early. For
It
this.
is a later record.
We-
It is a
we
later
have
record.
we have time. We have time, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Loads of
if you
time.
can speak.
There's time if you'd hurry the fuck up and get on with it. instead of
Okay,
just-
because I've got fucking dial-up signal going on in my brain at the minute. Things are going slowly.
what do you need to do? Can you recharge?
There's someone using the phone because I can't think.
Wow, you're massive
Yeah,
freaks.
yeah.
No, I was looking at the Diary of the CEO podcast,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is the big one.
Stephen
at the minute.
Bartlett.
Stephen Bartlett.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. So listen, tell me, what's going on in that big brain of yours?
Yeah.
I want to nitpick that and just the premise is like he wants to learn from these people, and he still keeps that premise. It's like I just want to learn from you. I just want to learn from your big brain. But he used to be talking to like very famous
PP
people
peeps.
or whatever, PP peeps like us. But now he seems to just be getting nutritionists on. And if you look at like his TikTok, because I've been looking at that, right? So I'm like, how is he the biggest podcast in the world? That's what this podcast needs to be. And I've looked at it, and basically he just gets nutritionists on, and they just say increasingly mental stuff about food. And the first like 5 seconds of the video are just like, cheese is basically an orgasm. When you eat cheese, it's an orgasm. And I was like, and that's the first sentence. It's just a guy saying it with such conviction.
And then you hear like a ring, like some sort of
I
water
just-
phone noise.
Shane Daniel Byrne condemns. I
What?
condemn.
Oh, it's a new section.
Charlatans.
Third person. Love it.
Charlatans.
Shane Daniel Byrne condemns,
I condemn this Stephen Bartlett. Condemned.
Condemned.
I condemn it.
How many Hail Marys?
In the first episode this year, I put in my outs quackery. This is all quackery and
Yeah.
charlatanism. And you can't trust anyone like that because they always have an
Piss is
ulterior
life.
motive.
That's
Someone say
being
something like that.
that being said, I do think we should do some of that because
Okay.
it's the most successful podcast in the world. He for the last episode.
Someone I saw described it as Joe Rogan for people with turkey teeth.
Oh, wow.
Is that accurate?
That's good. Yeah. Like it's Love Island, Joe Rogan. That's it.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's exactly what
that's
it
the
is.
same. Yeah,
I
that's
get
the
what you
turkey
mean.
teeth.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we're going for. But obviously we can't do cheese. We just need to pick a food source.
Is there anything that you have found that is no way scientific, but like
Yeah.
might make you feel better? Like something you do or something like that? Like, I don't know, like, having having a chipper when you're hungover. Do you know what I mean? Like something you could
Yeah.
say with conviction that probably
Yeah.
isn't the thing.
So-
Or what would it be? Well,
I
you'll-
think they just talked about cheese a lot. So we just
do.
pick a different. We could just talk about beans.
if you have warts, you need to cut a potato in half.
Yeah.
One half you rub on the wart, the other half you bury in the garden, and you will find that
Scientifically.
in a couple of days' time, what will go down 75%. 2 weeks' time, going on 25%. It's actually getting bigger. It's actually getting bigger, but the stats that I'm giving you.
This now will, scientists will say this will align exactly with the normal amount of time that it takes for a wart to disappear. Yeah. But it will disappear. It will disappear.
If you're going out, warts, there's a fella in Knock.
Yeah.
Ring this man. All you have to do is ring him. Phone him up. You talk to him, explain the wart.
Is he a seventh son of a seventh son?
Tony, I'm not quite sure of his lineage. You call this man who's in Knock. He's based in Knock now. I'm not sure where he's from. I think he's actually Castlebar. But anyway, you call this man in Knock, and I think his father was a musician.
Okay.
And that's interesting.
The warts, though, Mairead.
They'll go, so
Mairead, I'm really great to have you on the Diary of a CEO.
Thank you for having me.
Listen, I'm not sure I'm going to invest in the warts business. Is there anything? What would it do for me?
Would you be afflicted by wart yourself?
Well, I'm not comfortable. I've had warts in my time.
There's no shame in that. No shame in that, Stephen. There's a fella. I'll give you the number now. You'd have to add in you'd be bigger from England. So you're
England,
00. What is it? 003. One of those anyway. And I'll give you the number for Knock. It's just a landline. The Telecom Éireann. But you ring him.
Do they have an Instagram?
Do you know it took years to get the phone when the phones first came in?
Thank you so much for listening. Do stick around to the end.
And you'd be on the waiting list for this phone, and you couldn't wait for the bloody thing to come. And then, of course, when you get the phone, no one has the number.
Right, just for the TikTok, I just need you to say,
right,
guy,
the name of the guy,
something a bit more punchy,
So we had shares in Telecom Éireann, let me tell you.
Okay, thanks, Mairead.
They sold that, and that went whatever they say.
A bit more punchy for the TikTok.
My husband died. He's 9 years dead.
Thanks, Mairead. Just okay.
Anyway, there's a fella over.
Right, we're just going to try move on. Thanks.
Right. So anyway, you call this fella, and I tell you, now I'm not sure if it's actually for warts, but for the few things, he's great.
That's Diary of an old woman's tales.
I think something like that. So where you have
that was very good, Shane.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Wonderful.
I enjoyed it. And you named her Mairead, which is great, or Moraid, as they might say out west.
Ugh.
Old Wives' Tales on Stephen Bartlett, yeah.
You say.
Did we not just
we
do
should
that?
drink? Yeah, I know, but that's a sketch. 2 pints of milk before you go out in the piss.
Yeah.
Is that right? And a big dinner and lots of bread.
Well, it lines the stomach. That's what we did in our day.
Soakage. It's called soakage.
Ice cream for hangover. People have that sometimes.
Did they? It's got to be Teddy's. Oh, it's got to be. No, they use a different type of powder. Fucking shite.
Teddy's.
They mix it their shite. No, it has to be Teddy's.
Teddy's is the best ice cream. We always got it on my dad. He would scoop us all up and bring us down to Teddy's.
He'd scoop you up.
He'd scoop us up and get a scoop.
And put you in the fucking cone, would he?
We thought it was huge. The guy's barely 6 foot, But at the time we thought it was huge. And he would have had a routine back then. It wasn't gym saying access.
We stared out Dunleary Promenade and we fucking saw fungi. Don't ask me how we got over that side. Don't ask me how we got over that side, but we fucking swear we saw fungi. And I always remembered eating Teddy's.
It was incredible. And actually, we were in the Frascati shopping centre and fungi came strolling in.
That's such a local reference.
Well, Frascati's unreal.
He was in the Roaches stores. He was actually serving me in the Roaches stores in the Frascati Centre.
Roaches, I tell you, I miss it. I do miss it.
And every time he scanned, it just went. He actually didn't have a beep, but he just did a little dolphin noise every time he scanned the Roaches stores wares.
Roaches stores.
Roaches stores gone the way of that hi-fi shop on George's
Super
Street.
Quinn, Roaches stores. Those were shops.
Those are very
Roaches
good, Killian.
stores. Super Quinn, Quinnsworth.
Yeah.
Unrelated to Super Quinn.
Unrelated to Super Quinn.
I was in Super Quinn as a kid once, and you know what there was?
Really?
A magician.
There was a magician.
Yeah. He was going around in Sundrive. He was going around with.
What was he doing?
By the way, I heard someone call Sundrive, someone called it Super Valley being Kimmage recently. Everyone knows it's called Super Quinn Sundrive.
Wow.
Anyway,
was that a conversation you had
is
with
this?
another person?
I don't know. I
what
just
was the
realized.
magician
Actually, I
doing?
feel like there's a bit of mania in here. Like,
There is.
what are we doing?
I love it.
What
I
are we
don't know.
like?
We're
I just
talking
zoomed
about
out a
Wearing
little
too many
bit. and I was
clothes.
like,
I think that's
No,
what's going on.
You're talking about a magician in a shop.
Yeah, but Killian, I feel like I actually blacked out there. I was
You
like
did.
talking about
It
that
sounds
people
like
call
an early
Sundrive
version of that
Kimmage.
film, Now You See Me. An early version of Now You See Me, because Now You See Me is like they put on
Oh
a
my
magic
God.
show, but that they rob a bank. But this
That
is like
is-
the early version where it's just some lad in a super quid taking a tin of beads going, for my next trick. And then he
Yeah,
just
yeah.
puts the tin of beans in his hat
The
and
heist
just
music.
sprints out the door.
For
For my next trick, I will make this roast chicken disappear.
Sorry, mate, can I have a look under your hat there, man?
No, you may not.
You've got grease running down your face,
No,
mate.
no,
You've
it's-
got grease running down your fucking face.
I will also
Have you got
make
mate?
this knife appear from my hand.
Oh, bro. Just put the fucking rotisserie chicken back.
That's amazing. That is just what it was like.
Was it?
Yeah, it was so like that.
I remember Santa visited Super Quinn in Northside and he arrived in a helicopter.
An actual helicopter?
An actual helicopter. He arrived on the roof.
Boom times. That was what
That
it was
wasn't
like.
even
And there was
good.
something about that which was like less real. It was like if it was
Yes.
flying, I know we can fly.
Where's that sleigh?
Where's this? Hunty?
Sleigh.
Do you ever, when you're a kid and you knock something over in the shop, I knocked over a jar of mayonnaise. And I was like, oh my God, I financially ruined my family. I was like, oh, fucking hell, shaking like, Mum, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? It's Hellman's. We don't usually get that stuff. And then they just came over, put some things around it, and then they had to clean it up. And I was like, Mum, what's going on there? Like, do we not owe them for the mayonnaise? And she said, no, we don't.
Wow, it's great.
That's the thing, though.
Could I not
You
just
should.
scoop stuff into just walk into the shop and just smash stuff around and go, I don't have to do, I don't
Well, you're
own that.
not a child
That's damage
anymore.
You're committing damage deliberately.
But they didn't charge me for the mayonnaise as a
Yeah,
child.
they just write it down as like spillage.
Spillage. Did you deliberately? Now, Killian, did you deliberately drop the mayonnaise?
And God is watching.
to see what would happen.
I just wanted to see it spread.
At least that age, she was testing boundaries, you know, kids that age. Yeah.
But if you knock stuff over in a shop,
I want my Schogetten.
my shuckle
Wo ist mein Schogetten?
Where is my Latte Macchiato Schogetten? Killian, do we not have to pay for this?
and they also samples. You don't get samples in shops anymore.
You don't. What happened there?
COVID.
No, don't mind COVID. They took that away. You used to get a little bit of like lemon chicken
I
off
feel
the
like you
lady.
know.
I felt like you knew something. You
Yeah,
don't know?
you said that like
and
you
what
knew.
happened there? And what happened there?
Well, I'll tell you
I
what-
don't know.
I'll tell you what happened there. They
Leo
I'll
Varadkar.
tell you no. The emphasis on greed. That's what happened there.
Here we
And
go.
just the drive for profit. That's what happened there. They won't give you a thing free. They won't give you a thing. They don't pay you back for loyalty. Tell you what, they don't give you the
Well, they do
Super
with the
Quinn
card.
years
They
ago.
give you a lot of money off the Tesco loyalty card. So they give you a
No,
lot
they
of money
don't.
off.
That's
But
fake.
that's fake. That's fake loyalty.
They
Is it?
actually, it's
That's
not, you're
not
not
loyal-
getting it
that's not real
cheaper.
loyalty.
Other people are being robbed.
Yeah.
Robbed blind.
And they're not getting a free little bit of a sausage. So now we can't
So it's
talk.
my podcast now.
We've been jinxed.
Well, here, bring back
Beverly
samples.
Hills.
Can we
I'm
say
the
that?
jinx.
Just bring back samples.
Can we say that?
Can we
we
say
just
that?
say
I don't know. Can we say
Guys, can we
that?
Are you
say
guys
that?
going to fucking come for us?
Just, legally. I'm just not sure.
Is it legally okay to have
Can we have
samples?
small diced cubes of ham in a fucking cocktail stick?
a little roasted chicken piece on
Yeah.
a silver tray.
That's why you keep saying lemon chicken. Is that what you're after?
I feel like
Are you
that's the
hungry?
kind of no. I
Why did you
don't
say lemon chicken?
I don't know. I'm
Do you
having
want
a good
do you want
time in the
do you want a
podcast,
lemon
but
chicken?
I do feel there is mania.
Stop
I feel-
trying to put reins on it.
I'm not trying to put reins on it, but I am. We're having fun, but I do feel perhaps I'm not getting enough oxygen to my brain. Something
That's
like that.
fine.
I don't know.
Okay, we all take
I
a
don't know.
breath. 1, 2, 3.
No more. Let's go more.
What would be your favourite little snacky thing to be offered?
Rocky Road. I think
A
the
Rocky
yeah,
Road.
it's
Yeah,
called
a little
snack.
bite.
Because there's not much.
That's a
like,
great
What
bite.
are they getting? What are they getting? The vegetarians? Nothing. It's all meat-based things, right? So I mean, I guess also that meat, like they used to have little pans and stuff. I remember as a kid that being the most amazing thing ever.
I love the little
Their
gloves.
tiny setup.
If
I
you
love
want to
their
be a
little gloves
millionaire,
they wore
Yes.
with and they give it to you.
Those women
And you'd have it would graze. The top of their gloves would tickle your hand and graze.
in the 1990s, those women who worked for like Bird's Eye or whoever,
yeah.
that was the same level of glamour as an air hostess for Pan Am in the 60s.
Yes.
Yes,
They
yeah, yeah.
were the epitome of
Yeah.
femininity.
Yeah.
They would go around. I'd take my drive in the car back of the Starlet. You put it all in the back of the Starlet. And they'd put their little tray out and a little heater thing and get the plug. And they'd give it out to anybody who wanted a piece. Those women were... Do you know who else I
Chicken
love?
dipper on.
Yeah. Would you like a chicken dip with
Would
their
you
half
like a
price
chicken?
all this week? It's £1.99. They were the most glamorous women. You know who else I love? You know the women who work on the counters in Arnott's?
Oh yeah.
And they have they're aging now, and they have like big red lipstick, and they think that they are. They think
They are.
I'm huge. I'm a pillar of the Arnott's family, and they just sell Clarence off one counter concession store. But I love their belief and how seriously they take their job. I love them.
Yeah.
I love them.
Do you know what's really fun? Because samples are so rare these days. Something that you have to learn, which is I actually kind of love doing it, is going up to a tray of samples that someone has given you, taking the sample, eating it, and then not buying the thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is it's such a, you walk up, maybe it's like you're at a stall in a market, you walk up to it, you go, I'm kind of interested in this cheese. Oh, it's just quite a rare cheese, yeah. Oh, take a bit of cracker and a bit of, yeah. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
And then you just walk off.
You have to act like you've never eaten cheese before.
That's, yeah. I'm going to just go off. I might come back. I'm not coming back, but that's nice. Thank you. Oh, that's the first cheese.
What a faff.
That's great. Okay, bye.
You have to act like you've never had cheese before and then
Yeah.
make up an excuse as to why you're not coming back.
Yeah.
All you wanted was just a bit of free cheese.
No, I think
but
I
the
have
thing
that.
is, cheese is
Just
an
lighting the house
orgasm.
section on fire.
Cheese is an orgasm. So, you know, and a
Cheese
sneeze
is an
is 1/8 of an orgasm.
Whoa.
A sneeze is 1/8 of an orgasm.
What if you ate some cheese, sneezed, and came at the same time?
1.5.
Your bloody hell would explode.
2.5 orgasms. You have that.
Chocolate's an orgasm. Not for me, though. Not the way I eat it. I ate 6 snack bars. I had a multi-bag of snack bars the other day.
Have some Schogetten. Go on.
Okay, I will. I had 6. And you know what? The 5th one was amazing. 6th one, not so much.
Don't eat that into the microphone. I can't bear it.
Oh, they're all already separated.
Yeah.
They're pre-separated in
They're
Germany.
pre-separated.
Yeah, the chocolates are pre-separated. So
very clever.
you don't have to crack them and then get your hands all chocolatey. They're pre-separated.
I want to unshout out Philip Boucher Hayes.
You, the
What
mic
do you-
is literally not on.
How do you, I
sorry.
told him to take the mic away while he eats that. How do you? What's the
Daddy
reverse
told
of
me.
a shout out? Shout down.
Just don't mention.
The opposite would be a whisper down.
Well, I want to
Whisper
shout out
in.
Whisper down.
in criticism.
Oh, whisper down.
I want to whisper down about Philip Boucher Hayes.
Philip Boucher Hayes.
Yeah, he's a journalist.
Okay.
And he was covering for Claire Byrne. As you know, I listen to Claire Byrne.
Okay, you can
every
talk.
day.
You know what you mean.
Thank you. Maybe people were actually into it.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
If you're into that, let me know. I'll send you a DM.
Roasts.
AMCR.
Roasts.
ASMR.
Yes.
This is my
Anyway, I want to
romance.
roast him because Philip Boucher Hayes was eating. He had an Afghan woman on, and she brought in various dishes, and he was like, delicious. What is that? I make this so. And I was getting sick listening
Welcome to
that.
mukbang.
It was
with
a
Philip Boucher
mukbang,
Hayes.
and, yeah, but you can, a
Muk
mukbang
being
must be
the-
consensual. This was a forced mukbang that the listeners had to pay for. Taxpayer pay for that.
Taxpayers pay for mukbang.
Anyway, so yeah, so Philip Boucher Hayes. Hope you're.
Well, it's
You made me sick.
2024 and the taxpayers paid for the mukbang. But did they enjoy it? Find out on Joe.ie.
That was very Virgin Media. That was kind of.
That was very good.
Virgin Media.
Virgin Media.
You speaking backwards again? Apparently, you say Virgin Media back. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Joe Duffy's going.
Is he?
No.
Oh my
He's
God,
not
I'm
finishing his
embarrassed.
contract. He's going next year.
Stop! I'm embarrassed. I didn't. I
Absolutely
usually know all the
stop.
boring ins and outs of it.
Yeah, there you are. Don't know how to figure that out.
That is insane.
God, and what's he gonna do? You mean, God?
Probably go for something
I
more
wonder
hard
has any
hitting.
money saved? God.
He's probably fine.
Yeah, I'm sure he's fine.
I'm glad that platform will not be given to the extreme, and they are the extreme. People think Joe Duffy is like a petri dish of Irish culture. It's not. It's the biggest fucking whingers who are a 1%. That is not reflective of what Ireland is, and I'm glad to see that gone.
I like when it becomes a fun one. Is
I think
Lifeline?
great
They're not
show,
going to give it a
Lifeline.
Lifeline.
Liveline's
Oh,
great.
They probably won't know. No,
But
they
it won't go to Katie
don't like
Hannon. She
Lifeline?
covers for Katie Hannon covers. See, I know all about it. Richie.
Okay, we can't be promoting other shows.
I don't
listen
think
to
we're in
fucking
kind of
Lifeline.
competition with Lifeline.
We are. We are.
I
Yeah.
don't think
No,
so.
we are because someone called me last week and said they would
lick
listen
the
the
inner
inner
tubing
tubing
of
of
their
their bicycle.
I
And it
can
was-
only listen to podcasts at 2:00. So
If you have any
watch
issues in which
Lifeline.
you feel there's an injustice, like come to Young Hot Guys, we can sort shit out, just like Joe.
my mate,
Talk to bros.
Talk to bros.
my mate Joe, not Duffy, is constantly calling up Liveline trying to get rid of the Angelas. He calls up like a couple of
yeah.
times a year, and like whatever the conversation is, he'll steer it onto that. And he'd be all like,
Does he get
Joe,
on?
Joe, like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? If this is any other country, if this is any other religion, you know. And he's even he writes in that kind of like Irish Times kind of prose for the letters, you know. I don't even know. What's the
Horror.
example?
Dear
Yeah.
sir.
Dear sir, you know, I was absolutely aghast to whatever you'd say. I'm not smart and all like that. Bong.
Yeah, just bong.
It's a good beat.
You are such a little Christian.
I am a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
Is that your kink?
Bless me, Father.
For I've sinned.
Bless me, Father, for I am about to sin.
Doom, doom.
Should
When
we
you gonna
call
no, hang
it then? Or are we going to matter?
Yeah, we are Mogul Man.
Okay, let's call it there.
I'll call the podcast altogether.
Yeah, let's call it.
That's it, guys. Sorry.
We had a bit of a mania today, but that was
It
because
was mania.
I will
we
eat
had
another one of these.
coffee after 2:00, and I think that's what sent me.
It says latte, Schogetten.
It's the latte macchiato.
I didn't tell you this, but there's cocaine in that chocolate.
Is there?
Nice.
Wow. It tastes gorgeous.
Nice.
I might actually try the gat now after having that. Plug. Shane's on tour. Shane's on tour. And I'm on tour.
Tony's on tour.
And it then is left to me to plug what we do every week is we don't just record
This is true.
this podcast, we also record a whole other podcast. It's a Young Hot Guys bonus episode. And it is, we say this a lot, even though this is a lot of fun, the bonus one is better. It's better than this
pretty
one.
good.
So if you want to have bonus, then you should sign up on HeadStuff Plus. There's already a bunch of episodes there already.
All of our bonus.
You can listen to all of our bonus ones. You can listen to all of the other bony ass podcasts on HeadStuff Plus. You can get all of them. You can get Tony Bloody
Well,
Cantwell.
if you're looking for a
podcast.
bony ass, don't come my way.
Oh my goodness.
Also, lots of podcasts there. Anyway, you can sign up for
the pushing.
the cushion for the pushing and sign up for the podcast thing online at HeadStuff Plus. Or just Google it, you find it.
Thank you.
Was that okay? Did I
That was
do-
great.
I actually-
I mean, you said lots of words.
Yeah.
And I think they fit.
If
They
they
were
went, yeah.
Bye.
All right. Cheers.
I don't want to.
Go on, sing it.
I don't want to write you a love song. Because you ask for it. Because you need one. If I ever go on The Masked Singer, that's going to be my. Oh, you know
Now we know.
No.
Yeah. You unmasked yourself.
Take it off. Take it off.
It's like
Take it off.
I don't want it, Tony Cantwell. I don't want it. It's Tony Cantwell.
I go on there with a paper mache head that is barely made. The eyes are like, the paint is like leaking down my face. I don't want to write you a love
It's Ploon as
song.
well. The mask is just
It's
Ploon.
just Ploon head. Hey, Arnold head. Okay.
All right.
They're attractive. They're very attractive. Hot and loud.
And a little bit sad.
He was the best guy around.
Oh my, is it hot in here or what?
You're an attractive guy. It's the fabulous Tony Cantwell.
I'm talking about Shane Daniel Byrne.
Killian Sundermann.